Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my makeup collection slash inventory preparation. I am today picking up where I left off the last video. The last video I did base products, cheek products and lips, but I didn't have time to do the eyes. The video itself was already like an hour to edit down. Let's see how far I managed to edit it down. But this is another day, fresh point of view. We're going to look at my Today's another day, fresh point of view. We're gonna look at my eye collection, and that includes all of these products plus all the eyeshadows. It's not meant to be a declutter, but while I go through things, I might decide on a whim to just get rid of them, or they're old, or things like that. We will see. Let's start from the not exciting part of eyes, I guess. Primers. I am finishing, almost done. I'm down to here with my Fenty eyeshadow primer. I actually had to remove the stopper because I couldn't get anything out, and there's still a ton on the bottom. So I expected to finish this much sooner, but this might go a long way still. I have a Glam Shop Glam Glue, which I really love. And in a recent order, I purchased a backup because I thought, well, we're quite low on here. So I need to work on finishing this one, and then I can start on the new one. Not that I'm in a rush. Then I have a NYX HD Studio Photogenic eyeshadow base. I got this in an advent calendar from 3 years ago. And I haven't really tested it thoroughly, but I have it as backup. And I bought an Urban Decay Primer Potion some time ago as a backup, and I can't find it, which is driving me absolutely insane. I think I need to like empty all of my cupboards where makeup could be and find it, because it's not inexpensive, it's not cheap, so I want to find it. Anyways, so eyeshadow bases are those. I have two cream eyeshadows. One is this Smashbox Always On Cream Eyeshadow. I did a wear test of this compared to the Danessa Myrix ones, and this was working decently on my only eyelids. I still need a primer underneath it. And these ones are new from, I have them for a year now. I don't think I've ever shown them to you on camera, but these are the Huda Beauty like stacks. This one comes like this. There's two matte ones, a very nice like warm brown, and this a bit more terracotta shade. These I wear a ton is relative, but I wear them, I choose them often if I just want to have something on and I'm leaving the house and I don't have to, I don't know, if I don't go to work or I just need to go run errands, or if I just have 2 minutes to get my makeup done. These work very well, super blendable, they set very nicely, and they don't really crease on me. Like, they will crease after 12 hours, but for the times that I use it, just as I said, for errands, they don't crease. It works really well. And then there's also a shimmer. I don't really use this one because if I'm going for a cream, I just want something super quick. Just blend this all over my lid and in the crease and done. But it's also a very pretty shimmer shade that fits very nicely. And I have worn it once or twice. I just prefer kind of how do you call them? Powder eyeshadows. It's just easier for me to apply, but it's a very nice glittery type of shade. You can also build it up to also keep a bit of the base. I love these, and these are my two cream eyeshadow. I have one cream eyeliner, this Inglot Black. I think it's, yeah, barely used. It's been used, but not a lot, because I don't do winged eyeliner, and this is what I use it for. But it's really good. You can revive it with Duraline, which I should also have somewhere. And I don't know, say I have to paint someone's face or my own for Carnival, Halloween. I have a daughter who's getting into that age that, you know, a cat costume could happen soon. I just keep it on hand. And let's move to brow products. Here I will get rid of this is the Beauty Bay Brush Up Brows. It was a gift with purchase. I tried it a few times, but I just don't reach for it. It's just a step too far. It's like the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I'm just gonna get rid of it, throw it in someone's package if they order either from my earrings. And I know they're a makeup person, because a lot of you guys are also ordering earrings, which thank you. If any one of you want this, just let me know. Then my in-use brow products are the Lime Crime Bushy Brow Gel and the Lime Crime Bushy Brow Precision Pen, both in the shade Brownie. And I'm kind of falling out of love with them, mainly because the pen I keep upside down and it writes very well at the beginning and then it writes less and less. I think it's just finishing probably. And the brow gel, it colors your brow, but it doesn't hold them very strongly. And yeah, I don't think I'll repurchase the gel. Maybe the pen, yes, because I haven't found a better pen so far. And then I have the clear 24-hour brow setter. So for like fancy events or where I want my brows, or I have time to do my brows longer, I do first the bushy brow, then the pen, then this one on top for hold. This one hurts my brows when removing. It's not like, it's really super, super harsh. Like a lot of hold. Worse than the Anastasia one, actually. Like more hold than the Anastasia one. But I don't know, it does its job, I guess, and you just need to be careful when you remove it. And here are backups, actually. Dip brow pomade, I bought some time ago as backup, and I haven't reached for it yet. I think I might go to this one nowadays that, I don't know, it's getting into winter and maybe I want to do a bit more structured brow. I recently bought the Dip Brow Gel in the shade Chocolate, which is the same shade as the pomade, and to use one or the other. I don't use them together usually. I use either the pomade with a clear brow gel or just the Dip Brow Gel by itself. I used to love this and they had 40% off now, so I bought their gel as well. And these were gifts with purchases. The clear brow gel and a mini brow wiz, and this is in the shade medium brown, and the clear is a clear, obviously. And then I have Huda Beauty brow product in light brown. It's a brow pencil. I got this as a gift from a friend and I haven't yet worn it, used it. It has a spoolie on one side and a pencil on the other. I think the color should be okay and the pencil looks nice and fine, so I'll make a point of using it. I might actually just do that because I'm not super happy with how my brows are looking these days, or my process for my brows. So these are my brow products. And I had actually forgotten, that's why inventory is nice, I still have the original brow soap. And I'll keep this. It doesn't really take much space. And I used to love using it. The brow soap and dip brow pomade. So I'll just have these. One more product than I expected. Moving on to mascaras. These have multiplied in the last week. I bought a ton of mascaras because my usual ones, these two, have been smudging on me. So I usually use the Sky High primer, so it's called primer mascara, and the regular black mascara. I don't love the primer, I already discussed this, because I don't think it works the same way as the Lash Sensational. And I saw somewhere that the Lash Sensational is back, so I will see if I can get that one next. Or actually, I just remembered I have two more. I had already bought a different primer, and that's this one from L'Oreal. So I'll try this one next, probably soon, because these are open for some time. I have already a backup of my favorite because it wasn't smudging yet, so I have a backup of that one. And then these two were sent to me in PR for review. This is the Lancome Hypnose Mascara and the Lancome Seal Booster Excel, the primer. I don't like either of these. I tried them in combinations with this one and this one, this one and this one, and they don't do the job that they should be doing for me. I don't even want to finish them, let's say. For the sake of testing now mascaras, I am probably gonna look if they smudge now on me, but I didn't like these. I don't think high-end mascaras are worth it, as you can see. I always loved my Maybelline mascaras. These are all new to me. The Tarte Man-Eater I spent some time discussing. It smudges and it's okay. It does do really good at separation. This is the Tarte 2B mascara. I have yet to try it, and I'm curious. The packaging is super weighting. It's metal. I like it. I bought it at the sale when everything was 12 euros. The MAC Stack Waterproof I've been testing out nowadays to see what smudges and what doesn't. And the Kiko Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara. Update. Don't love this. It doesn't really do much for me, but I just opened it and used it once, so I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt to see if the formula needs to dry down, or I couldn't even build it to a level that I was happy with. So yeah, I have a ton of mascaras. My goodness. Next up we have eye pencils, and actually I have them separated like this because this is the ones I use and these are my backups. Or backups, these are colors that I don't use every day. On my everyday basis, I use especially these three, and these are Neve Cosmetics Night, Neve Cosmetics Dagger. These are both discontinued, and I'm actually, I don't know, I'm terrified to finish them because I love them so much. Cupid's Arrow number 2 by Nabla, and this one is actually, yeah, that's it. I'm at the end of it. And I wanted to buy it for Black Friday to buy more of it, but I have another brown mascara, which is this Makeup Geek one that they sent me some time ago, and they're interchangeable. The Makeup Geek is a little bit warmer, but not that big of a deal. And then a newer one for me is Cupid's Arrow Khaki from Nabla, but I find this a little bit too light for lining my my eyes, as you can see, compared to my favorite, what do you call them, Neve Cosmetics. This one in the middle that is called Night, as in the guys on horses, is the one that I use the most. You can see it's a little bit murkier, a little bit more brown than the other two, and I find that this one doesn't really line my eye as much, but nevertheless, these are the ones that I use the most. And then I have all of these, which I keep because I used to do a lot of colorful eye looks, and I liked to pair my eye looks with my liners, but I haven't done that in some time. There's stuff in here that wasn't meant to be. I have 26 eye pencils, and I'm actually thinking that I really don't need them, but I for sure want a black. That is very helpful when I do a little bit more dramatic looks. Love the black. This dark blue, also super pretty. This teal, very beautiful. This teal, super special for the waterline especially. Metallic eyeliners for the waterline, super pretty. Do I use them? No, but look at that, it's so beautiful. So I think I'm just gonna keep them all and just keep them all. Because they don't really bother me. They're here in their little basket. The others are just on my desk, and that's how we live life here. I don't feel like I need to remove any of this from my collection at this time. That actually means that we've made it to eyeshadow palettes, and yeah, let's take a look. There's a few things that I am very in doubt, and you guys know and have heard me talk about it, but we'll discuss it again, and I'm very happy to hear your thoughts again, of course. Let's remove this. That is very creepy. You see my reflection. A Natasha Denona Gold palette, of course. Love this. Don't use it as much as I should, but it's a beautiful color story, and I would be mad to let it go. There was a bit of a scare some time ago that it was discontinued, but then it came back. I think, at least as far as I know. Beautiful. It's not anymore my like super favorite special formula. My singles do better than this, but the tones in here are so elegant and restful, but you can have these textures that make it special, and the shades are just the perfect shades of brown. These are gorgeous. Bronze palette by Natasha Denona. I like this. I use it on, not enough, but on a regular basis. Then Yucca palette. Love this one to bits. I use it a ton. It's the perfect shades that I wear all the time. Glam palette was what we were discussing last time, which I didn't know if I wanted to get rid of it because I never use it. I literally only use these 4 shades of this palette. It's very sad. But we've discussed it when I was duping the I Need a Nude palette recently, or like one of the last videos that I made, that this is a good palette to mix and match with. For example, I do put these browns in my travel palettes in summer because they're very nice shades of brown. So I'm not sure that I will declutter it, not until I find a better midi from Natasha Denona that I can like butcher for that. And maybe the I Need a Nude is the one, but I want to see it in person, and I don't know that I will anytime soon, unless I convince Mariam to go with me to Germany again to see to the Sephora in Germany. Mariam, if you're watching, what do you think? We'll talk about it. Another Natasha Denona, which is also, I don't know, I will never let it go, is the Metropolis palette. And the reason is it's full of this cream to powder formula that I love. This one, this one, this one, this. this one is cream to powder, this one, and then might be this one too, but I don't know. I think this one might be powder, normal powder. Anyways, full of really nice shades. This shade here, which is called Lethal, is my favorite, and I can't dupe it, and I'm absolutely terrified to hit pan because it's the one shade that I use the most in here. Really love it. This one compared with this one, and then a nice topper shade from my singles. Really love this one. And that's Natasha Denona midis. I have Natasha Denona minis. I have these three. I have gold, mini star, and mini glam. Don't really use these that much, but I don't know if it's worth like getting rid of them. Like, will I sell them and make some money out of them? No, they're used. I can maybe get €5 each and make someone else happy. And they don't really offend me. What I do usually is I just grab these three and take them with me to Italy when I travel, because they're really easy and they're nice shades to travel with. Especially when I do shorter travels, like a long weekend or so. I'm not gonna make a midi palette from Natasha Denona for that. I'm just gonna take these. So those, I think, I'm still quite happy with. Glaminatrix Nearly Natural palette. I must say, I am not as big of a fan of this palette as I thought I would be. And the reason is just the color story is not something that I reach for all the time. I love the formulas, especially these ones. The more glittery shades are so gorgeous, and this Naked Eye shade is fabulous. The formulas are really good. You see the impact of that is amazing. They are really beautiful and totally worth it. If I see them like this, I'm like, oh, I want to put them on my eye. But in the end, there's a bit, I don't know, there's this more pinky color story. There's two browns. Don't know why we needed two browns that are so similar to each other. And they're more similar in person than you see in camera. This cooler toned brown, this green, this cooler toned shimmer I never use. It's more like a lavender-ish gray. Very pretty, but I never use it. These shades, the pinks, also less. Copper I don't use. So I don't know, it's just, maybe I should rearrange it and try again, but I don't use it as much as I should for what it costs, since this one needs to be imported from Australia and pay for shipping and pay for customs. It was not a cheap endeavor. That is just my current opinion of the palette. Let's do these smaller palettes. NARS Climax? Yeah, Climax. This guy right here. Again, don't use it enough, but these tones are so beautiful. Also love these two shades. I just like the color story. I always say I'd rather not have had the blue, but that's just me. And perfect for this season. Love it. Don't see myself getting rid of it. I don't use it enough, but I can't get rid of it. The Nabla Cutie palettes. I've been wanting to use them more. I've been trying to use them more, but I just don't. And at this point, I don't know if I should just depot them or give them away. This shade is one of the reasons why I don't want to give them away. It's Dissolution. It's a beautiful shade with a glitter topper on top, and it's gorgeous. All of like the formulas in here are really good. But for example, in this palette, what's this coral? This dark matte is difficult to blend. This one is also pointless to me. So in this palette, I would probably only keep these two shades. Even this one is not really that interesting. It's just a simple satin, not even that metallic. I don't know. This cool toned color story, I love this matte. I like this one, this one, this one. This darker one works. The silver has the most amazing formula, but I never wear silver on my eyes. Look at that reflection. Like, it's amazing. I just never touch it. And this is the most special one though. And then from this one, which is the Cutie Coral, I am absolutely in love with Mandarin. It is a beautiful wet looking topper that has a hint of I don't know even if you can see it. It has a hint of orange, peach as a base, but it's really just an amazing topper. I never use this duochrome pink because it's quite cool toned in the shift and I don't use it. Coral amber is nice, of course, but it's not a, it's again one of these kind of satiny metallics or metallics that are not doing much. So I don't know, these palettes are just, as the Dutch would say, net niet, just not good. So I either, I don't know, let me know, what would you do with these? I really don't know what to do. I have feelings of guilt when I see them, and I don't think makeup should make me feel like that. Let's do Pat McGrath. Another feeling of guilt. It's this one. This is the Celestial Nirvana eyeshadow in Bronze Bliss from last year's holiday collection. I didn't buy it initially, then I bought it after because everybody was raving about these new formulas. These guys right here were especially interesting to me, and I don't really wear silvers, as I said, or cool tones very much, so it was these two that I was interested in. But then again, I don't know, I don't really wear it. And it's sad, and it's not that special, and I find myself reaching much more from my Glam Shop singles, and I can't make a look out of this because this dark gray doesn't do anything for me, and this is just, it's an okay shimmer for the inner corner, but that's about it. So I don't know, this is one that I think I might actually just let go because it doesn't really make me excited. I might declutter this. Actually, let's do that. I'll declutter this one, put it on Vinted tonight. The two motherships that I have are Bronze Seduction and Divine Rose 2, and I like these. I love them because of their special shades right here, but as you can see, I use this coral, I don't know if you can see, it has a pretty decent dent. I use this coral in my crease all spring and summer, and I just really love this shade. Then I put this in the outer crease, and then I put one of these on my lid, and then, or maybe a different shade on my lid even. I don't really care for the duochrome right here, or the multichrome that does green to pink, because on me I only see pink, and it's a little bit of a dirty pink, and I don't like it. From this one, I really love these three shades. I never reach for the red, which is really sad. Sorry for flipping you off. And I like the tones of these mattes, so I love these. I was looking this Black Friday to buy something from the sale at Pat McGrath, and I was looking at Moonlit Seduction, but honestly, I don't wear cool tones, and I don't know that I need it, so I didn't buy it. How good is that of me? Maybe I should have. Maybe I now already regret it. Maybe I should have. It's still 70 plus euros to buy it, even on sale. My Melt Cosmetics palettes, Smoke Session is the one that I don't use. But I stole two shadows from this and put them in Gemini. So yeah, and I keep it because it's just a Frankenstein palette that I take. I don't use these shades. I mean, they're very pretty. If I ever needed them, I have them here, but I don't really use them. Because I used those two shades to enrich my Gemini palette, which I love and I use a ton of. The mattes here are spectacular, and I'm actually really tempted by the new Bailey Saharian collaboration palette because it reminds me of this, but then with more grunginess. And I added instead here, instead of Gemini, I added this shimmer, but I don't really use these shimmer. The melt shimmers I don't really like, but I love these mattes. Use them, love them. Rust is also a palette that I use in the fall. I don't touch the mattes. The shimmers. I don't like melt shimmer formula, but I do love their mattes. So I'd be happy probably buying the new Bailey Saharian palette. I'll look if I can get it on sale at some point. Would be nice. It really inspires me. But it also inspires me, but also reminds me of this guy at Forest Sight from collaboration of Colourpop and Raw Beauty Christie. The shades are not all in here, the original ones, but the vibe of this is very similar to what was in the new Bailey Saharian Melt Cosmetic collaboration. I have made a little bit of a Franken palette here, which suits me better, and it's a mix of Going Coconuts and this guy right here, I want to say. Yeah, just these two palettes combined. And actually I must have the rest somewhere else. Found them. Here are the rest of the shades, and as you can see, like there would be a berry in here, there would be this dark teal, and these are the two original shimmers from this palette, but they weren't really that interesting. And I love these from the Going Coconuts palette. And these two are also from Going Coconuts, I want to say. And this one, something like that. I don't use this enough. I love the colors in here, but I just don't use it. Maybe I should just keep it out and use it more, and then see what to do, because the shades are nice. I just never reach for it, because maybe because I think like my high-end palettes do better. Like I go for my Natasha Denona 4 greens or my Melt Cosmetics. Maybe that's the conclusion, would be just to let it go, but I'm not ready for that decision yet. The other Colourpop palette that I have is the Mandalorian palette, and I can't see myself getting rid of this. I use it in the spring. I like these shimmers. I like the greens. I like that I can make a neutral shade, but especially like it because it's Baby Grogu. So from Nabla, we didn't talk about this guy right here, the Dreamy 2 palette. I used it in my recent Get Ready With Me, and I mentioned that I really love this for these two shades mainly. It's their cream to powder formula that they have also in some of the cuties. In the cutie nude, I believe they have it, but not in this one, and not in the other ones that I have. It has interesting formulas. I just don't care for the purples, and yeah, it's a nice palette. I just don't use it very often, and I keep it because of those cream to powder formulas. Final palettes, I think, unless I find more stuff, are my 3 Vizart palettes: Dark Mattes, Milieu, and Dark Neutrals. Nay, Neutral Mattes. What to say about these? Again, don't use them enough. My idea was to combine them with my Cliona shadows, make some custom palettes. That really doesn't happen on a daily basis, but I do reach for them if I want to have a eyeshadow look with my singles, and I know that here I have some good mattes to work with. I don't have strong feelings of love for them. So if I should only keep things that spark joy, I think these would go, this would probably go, and these would go. All, they don't spark joy. No, same with the cutie palettes. And I don't know if it's the time of my life to do such a drastic declutter. I'm not there yet. We might rediscuss in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion in that, but I'm not there yet. That brings us to the final category, which is single eyeshadows. There's infinite. I'm not gonna all count them with you, but I'm gonna show them to you. This is my Lethal Cosmetics big palette, the one that I keep on my desk, and I change out the shades a bit for the season. So I already took out all the spring pastels and stuff like that, and these are more like grungy shades. I know the light is quite bright from the outside, so it looks brighter than it is. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Some of the shades, however, are sprinkled through my pre-made palettes, or like my duping palettes, or yeah, whatever, custom palettes, and I have a spare, and these are my Lethal Cosmetics spares. These are all the shades that I don't use right now, or that I haven't used for a little bit while, and I'm keeping in my archive, let's say. One would argue that I should get rid of all these shades, but they're quite unique for me, so I want to keep them, and I enjoy the formula. So this is my Lethal Cosmetics collection. I have a matte neutral palette with a variation of Nabla, Makeup Geek, Colourpop. What else is in here? I want to say that's it. Yeah, these are Makeup Geek, like old ones. This is Colourpop. I think that's it, brand-wise. I also have a shimmer version of it, and that's this one right here, which is a little bit also of an archive type of situation, in the sense that I have a different one for my go-to shades on a daily basis, and that I change quite often. Out of here, I think it is actually time for me to declutter some things, and that's the Crystal formula from Glam Shop. It is absolutely stunning, very unique. I know that now Lethal Cosmetics has these pigments, and you see them more on the market, but they're quite thick and difficult to use on the eyes. They are incredible, unique, but I never touch them because they're difficult to use. So I think it's time for me to just let them all go. And I bought most of them. I use them also in duping palettes. Sparkling Opal is this one, and this one is YESSTYLE. I want to say there's others in other places. But this is a holographic one. That's also a little bit ridiculous. I don't wear holographic eyeshadow, I don't care. But this would probably be nice on a earring. Could it be? I'm gonna try to put this on an earring. And here we have a mix of Glam Shop, Nabla, things I pressed myself from Pigments, Neve Cosmetics. This is Tamitanuka Sigil inspired. Yeah, both of these. And like this one is from it's called from Orpime, Blink X something, from a BoxyCharm, I want to say, when I lived in the US, but it's so beautiful and I can't get rid of it. Also not a super impactful metallic, but very pretty brown. So these are those shades. So we looked at the neutrals. This guy right here, just to get it out of the way, this is my earthy palette from Beauty Bay. I have depotted it and repanned it. At least only the shades that I am interested in. Plus, I threw in here some other things this summer. This is Colored Rain, for example. This is Divina. This is also Divina. And this is still Beauty Bay. So these are still Beauty Bay. And then I threw in these three, which I should probably put back in their original palettes, just because I thought I would like to add those. I use this quite a bit in the winter time, I use this quite a bit in the springtime, especially for these lighter greens that are quite nice. And I think I should just use it a bit more now as well, because with these darker shades, I think everything will look quite nice. So that's my earthy palette right there. Then we have my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude dupe plus other things. And as I said, as I've been told in the comments of that video, I made quite a warm version of that palette compared to the original, and I'm okay with it. I use the shimmers. It's quite a nice neutral palette actually, but I think I can do better if I want to make my own special nude palette, and I still need to work on that. I think every year I think about it and I say I need my perfect nude palette, and I never manage because it's maybe from other palettes, like the nudes from the gold palette, but I don't want to take shadows out of there I like order, something like that. So overall, this convinced me not to buy the I Need a Nude, but I still have it together. I need to find the time probably to take it apart because it's not serving me that well. Down here I have my daily special shade palette, and I curate this one per season or every so much that I feel like it. And it has my multi-chromes by Cleona, my special shades from Glam Shop, which are actually starting to crumble, some of them, and shades that I want to use more, for example. So those are in here, and this is like my go-to palette if I want a nice shimmer on my eyes. I think it's quite of a weird... Oh, I knew it! I said it was crumbling. This is Satellite. It's beautiful. I'm very sad, actually. This is a Glam Shop eyeshadow. I thought it was something I pressed. That I would have been better about if it had crumbled. Luckily, nothing on the floor, and I'm just gonna repress it, I think. Salvage what I can. Look at it. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Beautiful. While I'm cleaning up, this is my Shimmer Greens palette, and here's the rest of the cool tones. And you see red here, but I see green. This is a multi-chrome from Tamitanuka, and again, Glam Shop, Cleona, Tamitanuka, some depotted shades. I want to say this is Morphe from the 35M palette. This is Divina Cosmetics Chromosphere. So yeah, a little bit of my green special shades. Cleaned my desk, continuing further. I have this palette of glitter. pressed glitters from Colourpop. It was their first release. I bought them all. And they're beautiful, and I almost never use them, but if I want glitter, I have it. And there's holographic glitters, there's colored glitters, bigger chunks, smaller chunks. It's one of those things, if I need it, I have it, and it's fine. This is my yellow palette, my shimmer yellow palette. One thing is missing, but I also think that this shade should go in there, shouldn't it? Or is this more of a green? No, I think it lives with the yellows. This is Vela by Divina Cosmetics, and it could really well live right here. This is my yellow and orange shimmers, and that's what it is. I pick from these palettes when I make custom palettes. This is my pink one, and that's what the shades look like. Not a lot of pink, but I'm not a big pink wearer, and I have some of it in this more. This is my like purple and light blue shifty shades, especially at the beginning of like the new year in January, February. I use these shades a ton. It kind of calls for it, I guess. And I use the purples a bit less, but I don't wear purples very much. Some matte greens and blues right here. I don't really wear these shades very much. The reason is that I use my Lethal Cosmetics greens. They have many more, wow, there's many more undertones there than what I own here, but it's still good to have, and I can't really get rid of any of this yet. I still have the idea that eventually I'll go back to making colorful looks. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just pass this all on to my daughter and she'll be happy. Here I have my like cooler greens and blues, shimmers and special tones. And this one is another one of those crystal shadows that's called Mountain Crystal. That, however, I don't know if I want to get rid of. Yeah, I don't wear this, but look at this. How beautiful is it? Oh my goodness. Difficult choices, but I'll put it away because I decided impulsively to get rid of all of those. Maybe not that one. But then again, it's very silver and I wouldn't wear it. Okay, we're getting rid of it. These are my cooler greens and teals and blues. And these are all my warm yellow, orange and red mattes. Love these. We have Sugar Pill, Colored Rain, that's also the red. We have Inglot Repanned, and we have some Colourpop and some Makeup Geek. This one's Makeup Geek, isn't it? Yeah. Love these shades. Should use them more, especially like these grungy tones. And the Nabla as well in there. These are my more neon pinks, and why are they here? I think because they didn't fit in the other palettes, which look quite full, so it makes sense. Neon pinks and neon reds, red oranges are right here. The pile is about to fall. It's going to be hilarious if it does. Makeup Geek shimmers from the new launch. I'm gonna get rid of these. I never touch them. I forget I have them. So these are gonna go. I'm actually gonna make a nice palette of things to photograph and put on my Vinted account. If only I could make it like that. So these will go. If you're interested, let me know. I have a single eyeshadow from NYX that's been just hovering, like hanging out around my collection, and I wanted to keep it because it has a really nice, like chunky, glittery look. But I also have exactly the same shade in one of my, or like the same warm gold in one of my Pat McGrath, and I never use it, so I think I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. In here we have one glam shop called Pink Kiwi, and I think this one was a declutter shade as well, because just there's not that much shine and glitter. So this one will go, and then I have another empty palette. And then these are my matte purples and mauves, I guess, and my Divina Cosmetics highlighters, which I also barely use, but the effect of them is super nice. Oh, actually, look at that. I expected it to be much more shiny. It's a bit of an older formula, maybe, that it's not as sparkly. It's much more subdued. which I think for actually for a highlighter, that's great. But somehow I was expecting more. Interesting. Maybe it's time to get rid of those too. Again, these would be perfect to use with clay, so I might do that with these ones. At least I can use half of them and then see what to do with the rest, with the other half. And that was it. That was all my eye collection. I noticed I forgot to show you last time with the lips my lip liners, but there's too many and I don't use them. That is the message. I need to count them, go through them and see if I want something to keep or I should let go of some things. And I should also do an eyeshadow brush declutter because I have so many and I only use my Refer brushes. So yeah, that's a bit the situation. I should also wash them, by the way, but that's a different matter. That was it. I hope it's not 100 years long, this video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'm curious to hear your thoughts about things we've discussed, like palettes and decluttering items or not. I'm not in a place of making a big declutter, but I am also not in a place of keeping a lot of stuff just because I want to keep it. And since I don't do that many videos anymore, I don't need to have a very big eyeshadow collection or the singles, but I also don't want to let go of things that I might want to use again in the future. So I'm curious to chat to you about this in the comments, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.